Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. So we are on day, I believe, 3 of the new season, and SYLPHIRA is the new Celestial Hypogean, of course, as many of you are aware. We're going to talk about should you be recruiting and pulling for SYLPHIRA or not, and what are the game modes that she actually shines in. Now for me, I have invested heavily into SYLPHIRA, not only just Paragon 4, but also maximum exclusive equipment enhancement. And that is because, in my opinion, I think SYLPHIRA is the best PvP hypercarry, or out of the Celestial Hypogean heroes we have so far. But there aren't honestly that many great hypercarries in Celestial Hypogean. The ones which are overall good are heroes like Frieren and Gwyneth, which are more, they're just the regular factions. But SYLPHIRA, she offers something very unique which no other hypercarry offers, which is silencing enemies, and it is a 2-tile wide area with the most enemies in it that are going to be silenced, and usually this is going to be silencing, if not the entire enemy team, at least like 80% of the enemy team, and that is massive value, lasting for 10 seconds. On top of all of this, she just has insane damage output from her kit. If you bring crowd control and basically interruption effects, she's going to be able to stack her beats more quickly, because one extra beat will light up whenever an enemy is affected by an interruption effect. So Mihira is the best ally found with SYLPHIRA, because just after that initial 2 seconds of Mihira's charm, all of her beats are basically all lit up, all 12 of them, and SYLPHIRA is going to be at maximum potential unlocked. So that is really the thing about SYLPHIRA for PvP. However, for PvP as well, not only do you need or ideally have interruption effects like a hero like Mihira, you also want to have a protection for her. Now, Ulna is going to be the gold standard ally to run with SYLPHIRA, providing that invincibility, that survival, which is very needed for SYLPHIRA. SYLPHIRA is a melee hero. She's jumping right into enemies' face, and unless you have protection to back it up, she is going to die way too easily. So Ulna is the #1 ally to support SYLPHIRA. If you don't have Ulna, or if you're using Ulna on a different team, you can come up with different options. For example, if you guys watch my Supreme Arena video, I'm having good success with Hepler actually protecting SYLPHIRA. I'll show you guys a replay of that in Supreme Arena. And but apart from that, you can also even technically run Aliceth. But those are not going to be as hard protection, as great protection as an Ulna offers. So this is just one thing to keep in mind. If you're going to plan on investing in SYLPHIRA for PvP, you need to have someone to back her up and protect her, to get her to her full value. Otherwise, she's too easy to kill. Yeah, but she begins with 500 pre-fill energy, and that's good because her ultimate is really the game-changing part of her kit. And if you're running like a Mihira on the team, that also buys you a bit more time to get her to charge up and cast her ultimate. You can even try Theodore energy boosting SYLPHIRA to get an earlier ultimate, although I really don't think that's necessary. It's better to use your Theodore on a different team. But that is what I have for PvP, and because she is one of the top tier meta PvP hypercarries, especially if you have Ulna and other support, that is why I've maximum refined her, as you guys see here, all the way up to the maximum we can. And I think it is a worthwhile investment if you're going to be committing to SYLPHIRA for PvP. Now, that is not all. SYLPHIRA also has usage in AFK stages, and pretty nice usage overall. When you get to the higher deficit stages, so I'm not at the wall for today is around 726 combined stages. We're at 600 and, so we're close, 658, and you're going to be seeing a lot of SYLPHIRA teams. For example, this stage can only be cleared with SYLPHIRA right now, but I'm kind of lacking the damage, so I get kind of down, like, the enemy survives with 1 health over and over again for me. But yeah, SYLPHIRA is contributing a lot of damage on these stages, and also the silence is really needed for some AFK stages, making it like a lot more foolproof to actually deal with them when they can't even cast any of their skills or ultimates or anything. You can just tank them much better. And if we look at the Phantom stages, I don't know if SYLPHIRA is being used over here. Well, not for this specific stage, but she still is overall gonna have usage in a multitude of stages, especially the higher deficit. So if you're a really hard cutting edge AFK stage pusher, you will want to have SYLPHIRA built as well to Supreme Plus and like the high level of investment. I'm just gonna show you. Shelby requested, because Shelby is a cutting edge pusher. She needed this in synergy. I don't know if maybe hers wasn't leveled up enough. But yeah, you guys can see that. Yeah, SYLPHIRA is very needed for some AFK stages. Yeah. Okay, so very good use there. Now for Dream Realm, don't worry about Dream Realm. If you're a Dream Realm, a PvE focused player, apart from AFK stages, SYLPHIRA is not going to be the most meta hero. She will have some usage. We saw it in the VN server on Snowstomper specifically. She was doing really well. However, Elucia, she's nowhere to be seen. And so really, and a lot of these bosses, she's probably not going to make the cut. Snowstomper is a unique boss because you keep getting silenced, you can't cast your ultimate, and then just basically normal attack based true damage dealers and things like that do well here. And one of them that comes to mind is SYLPHIRA. SYLPHIRA has high true damage on her normal attacks when you get her with the Supreme Plus skill upgrade. If you take a look at this over here, when her score is activated, which is even in a boss content where you can't interrupt them, it will take at most 12 seconds to get your score active, because one is going to be lit up every second and you need 12 beats to get your score active. Then she's going to have enhanced normal attack, dealing this bonus true damage up to 600% attack multiplier cap, and that is big. And then she has more true damage over here when each time she plays her score and things like that. And then she has boosted attack way through the roof. So that is why she has good true damage, not tied to her ultimate. And that is a nice thing for Snowstomper, where you cannot cast your ultimate that frequently. And so just a normal attack-based true damage dealer is going to be really good. But yeah, you're going to see very limited use of SYLPHIRA. It reminds me a lot of Athalia. If you guys remember in the previous season, sometimes Athalia makes some showing for Necrodraken, pre-Endless Dream Realm for a couple of weeks, and then she's nowhere to be seen. It's basically going to be the same thing for SYLPHIRA, probably just for Snowstomper, maybe possibly some other boss, but for right now it's just proven Snowstomper, and then maybe for a couple of weeks, but when we make into Endless, SYLPHIRA is not going to make the cut, because SYLPHIRA doesn't have HP loss damage. She just has true damage, and in Endless you need HP loss damage. So SYLPHIRA is not a meta Dream Realm hero. She's going to have some usage. If you commit it, invested into her, you're going to be able to bring her out somewhat, but like not anywhere near the meta tier of the other heroes, which are priorities. So it really comes down to cutting edge AFK stage pushing, meta PvP hypercarry when you're protecting her along with Ulna or Hepler. I'm going to go ahead and show you the my Supreme Arena, some of my Supreme Arena logs with this. Yeah, so Hepler is a really good protector for the SYLPHIRA. And also I have like Sleaze, I have twins buffing the SYLPHIRA. So SYLPHIRA has massive buffs on this team. But even if SYLPHIRA dies, I don't know if she's going to die in this position, but if she does die, she's going to become untargetable, recover all of her health due to the Hepler's protection, and that is massive value for her. I think here SYLPHIRA is just tanky enough, she's going to survive. But Hepler also, even before your SYLPHIRA dies, whoever is being marked by Hepler grants him 30% of his own health. So like, and Sleaze also, she grants health when she heals up maxes out your buds attached to the hero. And so like, that's why that team has, even though we don't have an Ulna, you're actually making this SYLPHIRA artificially very tanky. I can show you some other ones here. Yeah, like SYLPHIRA is very tanky, because that bonus HP you see, that's kind of like in a different range or a different color shade. That is Hepler granting it. Eventually Sleaze is also going to grant bonus HP on top of that. The shielding is probably from the twins, and the twins also provide the stellar bond buff. Now you have, I think Sleaze's health has also kicked in. As you see, it's even a greater shaded portion. And yeah, so like SYLPHIRA is not even going down, and we're fighting Paragon 4 enemies as well. So it's not like we have a Paragon advantage or anything. So it is a fair test. And even if she does go down, like I said, Hepler is going to give her that round of intargetability. So yeah, I'm really liking Hepler to pair up with SYLPHIRA, because she's a melee hypercarry. Melee hypercarries definitely need that protection. And Hepler is the budget version of Ulna and actually doing the job. He's actually doing the job, especially in this team comp. And it frees up my Ulna for my Gwyneth, which is much more needed for her, who is much more squishy. Like this one, you know, SYLPHIRA actually becomes kind of tanky enough with all of the different buffs we have on the team. And Mihiro also crowd controlling enemies at the beginning. That's basically it. Yeah, so just... yeah, that does is a Paragon 3 opponent. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it for SYLPHIRA. Overall, basically what I'm saying is, if you're confused, is that, we'll give the summary right now. SYLPHIRA is not a must pull by any means. SYLPHIRA is a luxury hero. She's a whale toy for PvP. She needs to have support of either Ulna, Hepler, or at minimum Alicet. Otherwise, she just doesn't have the survival needed to get her full value. She has a very game-changing silence effect, AoE silence for 2 tile radius, which is a big range. And she also has insane damage output, but Yeah, she is susceptible to being killed. She needs a protection. So she's a whale PvP toy. She's not as good, or for example, potentially having long-term value as a hero like Alna, hero like maybe even Gunner, Contest, Dunlinger. These are the 4 tech PvP heroes I just listed. These are the heroes which are going to have much more long-term life that you want to run in a comp. SYLPHIRA is going to be good, but it will come a time, this is what happens with hyper carries, where a better hyper carry comes out. Athalia was good for so long, right? Now Athalia basically is on the bench. SYLPHIRA is the new talk of the town, the new hot topic basically for hyper carries. Athalia doesn't measure up, but the same thing will eventually happen to SYLPHIRA. So that's why it's a whale toy. Only the people who are really high spenders can afford this, because she's not going to probably have long-term longevity as well as the other tech options we mentioned for PvP. For AFK stages, for cutting edge AFK stage pushers, if you always want to be at the wall for the day, really over pushing, like, then you have to build her, because she's very needed for a lot of these stages. Basically, all these players who are in these higher stages near the wall, they have definitely built SYLPHIRA. Is essential. She's just basically become as important as not as important as Saida. Saida is still number 1, but probably as important as a hero like Kulu, maybe even Gunner, for these cutting edge stages, at least for this phase 1 that we're in. And for Dream Realm, she's not must pull at all. For Dream Realm, she's completely very niche, gonna have very minimal usage. It's just kind of like if you're building her for the other 2 game modes, maybe you'll get, like, you know, you'll get a 2% cash back by being able to use her in Dream Realm as well. That's basically what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts about SYLPHIRA in the comment section down below. That's going to be it for this video. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Firelight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment. And you can actually bookmark this link in your browser. And whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.